Hello and welcome. You're watching WION Fine Print. I'm Molly Gambhir. The future of the US Senate now hinges on just one seat. The party that wins this race will take control of the Senate and essentially change the landscape of American politics for the next 4 years. 2 seats were up for grabs in the Georgia Senate runoffs. Democrat Raphael Warnock has been declared the winner in one of them by the Associated Press. He has made history by becoming the first black Democrat to win the Senate seat in Georgia. Remember, no Democrat has won a U.S. Senate race in Georgia in the last 20 years. Warnock has won the crucial seat with 50.5% votes. His Republican opponent, on the other hand, has 49.6% votes. A razor-thin victory for the Democrats.
In Georgia, I am honored by the faith that you have shown in me. And I promise you tonight, I am going to work for all of Georgia. No matter who you cast your vote for in this election, in this moment in American history, Washington has a choice to make. In fact, all of us have a choice to make. Will we continue to divide, distract, and dishonor one another, or will we love our neighbors as we love ourselves?
Runoff is leading in the race against Republican David Perdue. While the race has been too close to call yet, the Democrat has declared victory, thanking his supporters for the confidence that they have shown in him.
I see there's some interest.
At this point, Republicans hold a 50-48 advantage in the Senate. Remember, the Democrats must win both seats in Georgia to take control of the Senate. This will create a 50-50 split in the Senate. The final tie-breaking vote will then rest with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. However, if the Republicans manage to win even one of the 2 seats, they will effectively wield veto power over Biden's legislative initiatives. This could become a problem for Biden's presidency. But if Ossoff wins the seat, Donald Trump will become the first U.S. president since 1932 who lost both the White House and both chambers of the Congress in a single term. Our correspondent Simon Marks now joining us on the broadcast. Hi, Simon. Democrat Raphael Warnock being declared as the winner in one of those races. What a razor-thin margin this has been. He also now makes history by becoming the first black Democrat to win the Senate seat in Georgia.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to emphasize the historic nature of what we're witnessing here. Just within the last few minutes, Molly, the elections implementation manager in the state of Georgia, Gabriel Sterling, has said that he only expects the Democrats' leads in those 2 Senate races to grow in the hours ahead. So that would suggest that the Democrats are indeed on the brink of capturing that 2nd seat, where Jon Ossoff now appears to be on the brink of securing victory over Senator David Perdue. That will put the Democrats in control of the Senate. It will be a 50-50 split between the Democrats and the Republicans, which will leave Vice President Kamala Harris in her capacity as President of the Senate to cast the deciding vote on any bit of very contentious legislation. But, you know, this is a seismic political shift, not just here in Washington, but particularly in the state of Georgia, a traditionally reliable Republican stronghold where Donald Trump personally now bears responsibility for the loss, possibly, of both of these Senate seats. His relentless actions over the last 8 weeks to tell Americans and his supporters that American elections are rigged, they're fraudulent, they're unfair. It is absolutely apparent from the data that we're seeing that that led to a substantial number of Republicans in Georgia, particularly in rural areas, to say, well, you know what, if this is going to be a rigged election, I want no part of it. And they stayed at home. That, coupled with massive voter turnout by African Americans in the state, has led to this historic change in Georgia that is now going to see Reverend Raphael Warnock, the pastor who preaches at the same church in Atlanta where the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. used to preach in the height of the civil rights era here, come to Washington to represent the state. This is a big day in national and in Georgia politics.
Right. Also give us a better sense of why this race is that significant for incoming President Joe Biden.
Well, I think in a way one can actually overplay the significance. But first of all, let's look at the significance itself. This means that Mitch McConnell, today, the Senate Majority Leader in the US Senate, the Republican leader there, is going to become the Minority Leader. And Chuck Schumer, the Democrats' leader in the Senate, provided they take both of these seats, they have to win both for this to happen, he becomes the Majority Leader. That means the Democrats get to set the agenda in the US Senate. They get to have a majority on committees in the US Senate, and it puts Kamala Harris in the catbird seat because she will become the casting vote. The Vice President of the United States, remember, also serves as the President of the Senate. So she becomes the 101st vote anytime there's a 50-50 tie on legislation. The reason why you can overplay all this is that while Democrats are absolutely jubilant today, and there's no question that this is a seismic blow to the Republican Party, it is still going to be perilously difficult for Joe Biden to get many of the things done that he has pledged to the American people that he's going to do, because the Democrat caucus in the US Senate is not monolithic. It includes some conservative Democrats who may well not always choose to line up behind Joe Biden as his presidency gets underway. So by no means is this a landslide knockout win for the Democrats, but it's definitely better than having Republicans running the Senate.
Indeed. So a lot at stake here for both the Republicans and the Democrats. Leaving it there for the moment. Simon, thanks very much for those updates. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.